A 21st birthday party in northern Kentucky turned deadly over the weekend.
A shooting rampage broke out early Saturday morning in Florence. 4 people died, 3 others injured. One of the survivors is a student at Eastern Kentucky University. WKYT's Kelsey Soto is talking with her dad, who says the girl's mother sacrificed herself for their little girl.
He just told me, Chloe shot, Chloe shot, Chloe shot.
A sucker punch phone call sent Bruce Parrot's world into a tailspin.
It's your worst fear come true. It's a true nightmare.
At 3 a.m., Bruce rushed to the home of his ex-wife, where a birthday party was underway for his son, Brendan. He was there within minutes of a shooting spree. Bruce saw his daughter, Chloe, crumpled in a corner and thought she was gone.
And then I seen Chloe being wheeled out to the stretcher, and I felt like it was just a miracle in itself. It was a relief to see her talking. It was, I went from the lowest low to the highest high that you could ever have in your life.
There is no limit to a mother's love, and Melissa Parrot was proof. Chloe had been shot in the chest. Bruce learned that Missy shielded their daughter and died protecting their child.
God is the reason Chloe's here. I'm sorry. The fact that she could even survive this, she had Missy there as her angel.
Chloe now recovering in a Cincinnati hospital. They're waiting for her release to schedule services for her mom. Melissa will be remembered as a hero. It's now Bruce's job to hold the hand and heal the heart of the little girl they shared.
Kelsey Soto with our story there. Florence police say this was the first mass shooting ever reported in the city. And according to officers, the suspect fled the scene and then later shot himself. The 3 individuals in the hospital are all expected to recover.